Hey everybody, so this is Robs from Hamburg, Germany speaking, and I am making this tutorial slash documentation video on how to actually install and get to work on a subwoofer slash subwoofer and amplifier in the new CR-V 2014 before facelift, that is Honda CR-V. So what I have put into this thing now is actually an active subwoofer. It's the Eton USB 2.0, that's what they call it. It's an active amp, so for all those that are looking to put in an amplifier plus a speaker, you're basically going to be doing these same steps where in this case we have both of these, components put into one casing. So basically if you're looking to put in an amplifier, you can follow the same instructions as this and then wire from an amplifier towards a speaker cabinet. That should be something that you should be able to do by yourselves. So let's go take a look at how this has been done. What you want to start with, of course, is wiring the electrical components under the hood. And you see I've got my little coat hanger here handy, which is going to be helpful later. Let's see. Maybe a little piece of background info. This is the European model of the CR-V, and a lifestyle edition is what they called it. And so what you want to do is to get your Perma Plus, which is actually the electrical signal, you're going to hook it up to the plus part of the battery. It's pretty easy to do that. You're socket thingies, and basically just put it underneath the screw and then screw it back up, and you're safe. So of course it's going to go through a fuse here. The amperes that you want to put into that should be determined by the diameter of the cable that you're using. And now how do we get this into the actual interior of the car? In the new CR-V, if you go straight from the hood, here's the logo, you go straight back over the motor and a little bit to your right, you're going to see this little rubber, I'm not sure if the camera's going to catch it all right, this little rubber entry back here through the firewall of the car. Now to get the cable through this, a lot of smart people have developed the so-called coat hanger method, which is using a basic iron or steel coat hanger, cut it a little bit like I did here. Actually, you don't need bow cutters or anything for it. You can just bend it a little bit. It'll do the job just fine and break it eventually. Then you want to, let me see how I can put this. Then you want to, of course, wait, you're not going to be able to see this. You want to bend it out a little bit so you have a straight line that has something to actually pinch through that rubber up here. And then what you do is you use the cable that you have, the end that you want to lead through. You tape it up to the very front, leave maybe like about 2 inches, and then tape it here, and make the tape go over the cable and the hanger end to make it like a bullet shape. You want it to go straight through this rubber here. And then you enter the thing with the cable attached to it into said rubber element. You turn it a little bit, and that will actually, like a screw, like in a screwing motion, you'll be able to get it through there. Now let's have a look at where this is going to end up. It's going to come out here on the driver's side, behind the pedals. Here you can see the red cable here in the back. And then I decided to put them behind the clutch pedal, go behind the carpet elements here, all the way up here, and this is actually the flooring of the driver's seat. Now let me see if I can show you this a little more detailed. This thing here, this flooring casing plastic element, whatever it is, that will come loose if you put your fingers underneath it and just slide it up. You have it loose already. So this is where I let it through. It goes behind this little white element thingy all the way down here where it's actually connected to the amp. Now, the other element that you're going to need to get this thing to work is your ground. So the mass goes into the amp and the ground cable comes out, which is the gray cable that you see here. What I've done is I have belt sanded, but sandpaper will do just fine. I've actually belt sanded the metal element here, which is somewhere, like if you want to use this as a reference, it's like right behind here. There's already a drilled hole here in the framing, and you can see how I've actually sanded it, because there's a lot of paint on it. You want to really sand it down to the actual metal, and that I've found a screw that goes right into that, and that would have done the job fine. But I decided to actually also what's the English word for that? Let me check my little pieces of paper here. I have a slip. Let me see, where is it? The fuck did I put that? Oh, it's right here. The word is solder. I've actually soldered this, in addition to just putting in the screw. I've soldered it tight so it will not come loose for sure. So yeah, and now how do we get the actual audio signal? In my case, the lifestyle edition of the CR-V has a built-in factory sub underneath the passenger seat. You can see behind this plastic box here, there's actually a built-in subwoofer from Honda, which doesn't really sound that bad, but if you wanted to really pump it a little bit, you do want to upgrade that. So the signal that goes into the factory sub, you can see that here. You can actually unhook this and the thing will be dead, so you are 100% sure that this is really the signal. And I put in just, I just kind of pinched into that wire, put in my own wire, and led my own wire over down here over to the active sub that I have under my driver's seat. And I'm gonna slide the driver's seat up front a little bit and actually let you guys have a look at what this thing does now. This is what it is. Has 2 tins built in, and I'm going to show you what it sounds like. So yeah, that's basically it. That's how you put in, it's one way of putting in electrical appliances into this CR-V, meaning my active subwoofer. Like I said, if you're just gonna put in an amplifier plus an external speaker cabinet or whatever subwoofer, it's basically the same steps that you want to follow to do this thing safely. So thanks a bunch to everybody in the forum that helped me out before I did all this. Without the help of all these guys, I wouldn't have gotten this far. So I hope this helps anyone else that might be running into these problems. See you guys.